President Trump just set up a ban, okay? When we go to the Apocrypha in 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, let's start at verse 14. Let's start there.
So, we'll call Mark chapter 13, verse 33. Bible nature says, you might need a dapple, near share and no more echoes was at sea. So, you need to Bible, no, Eshe.
Okay, so read that.
Book of 2nd Esdras 15, verse 45.
2nd Esdras 15, start at 14.
14. Woe to the world, and they that dwell therein. For the world and for the sword and their destruction draw near. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and sword in their arms. For there shall be sedition among men, and invalid among one another. They shall not regard the kings nor prince, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able.
So that's the point I wanted to get to. What verse was that one?
17.
17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So that's what we're living in right now, okay? The ban is preventing from men from traveling into America and other cities based on this recent ban. This whole thing is leading up to, read the verse before that, go 2 verses before that.
But there shall be sedition among men,
There shall be seditions among men
and invalid one another.
and invading one another. Go ahead.
They shall not regard their kings nor prince.
When it says they shall not regard their kings or princes, that's going into terrorists. They don't care what the leaders of the country say. They're going to do what they want to do. They're angry at society. They're angry at the imperialism of the world. So they're going to fight to try to bring down Babylon and her allies. Go ahead.
And the cause of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right. The cause of their actions shall stand in their own power. Go ahead.
And a man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able.
That's going on right now.
But because of their pride,
So because of their pride, Donald Trump has a lot of pride. The president of the United States, he has a lot of pride. Go ahead.
their city shall be troubled.
Their cities shall be troubled. That goes back to the cost of their power shall stand on their side. Because these terrorists are going to cut loose in the countries. Go ahead.
And the house shall be destroyed.
And their houses shall be destroyed.
And men shall be afraid.
And many people shall be afraid. This is what we read, the Bible. Go ahead.
And men shall have no pity upon their neighbors.
And they shall not have pity on their neighbors. Go ahead.
And shall destroy their houses with the sword.
When it says destroy their houses with the sword, it's going into missiles. Because a regular sword can't destroy a house. So it's talking about missiles. Go
And
ahead.
spoil their goods. Because of their lack
Take
of
their
bread.
wealth. Because of what?
The lack of bread.
Because of the lack of bread. Okay, the economies are bad in those 7 nations that we just read about in the article. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to read on that?
Yes.
Translate.
One saying somebody Donald Trump ekekani be the Bible. To see a quote 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 15 down there kono. Na Bible ni church said no my kuni na e Bible na Bible ni say e maybe beba enipa person mutu kwan ko amanoni omuntumi ko o hwe edini ebobo Syria ne Libya ne Yemen ne Somalia sakuni na omo beso mutu kwan ba abroche bo muntumi ma we the Bible na ka na ye normal so ene dey ACC.
Okay, what verse did you leave off at? Verse 19. Go ahead. Read stuff from 19. Stuff from 19 again.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
Go ahead.
Behold, says God, I will call together all the kings of the earth.
So because of these doings, God said he's going to call together all the kings of the earth. Go ahead.
To revenge me,
To reverence me. Go ahead.
which are from the rising of the sun,
Which is from the rising of the sun, which is the east,
from the south,
from the south,
from the east,
from the east,
from Labanus,
from, what's that, Libanus? Libya. Go ahead.
to return themselves one against another,
To turn themselves one against another. Go ahead.
and repay the things that they have done to them.
See that? To repay the things that they have done to them. Where the them? The Israelites. So God is going to bring all this about to repay the things that they have done to us. Right?
Nti enoma ACC we nyina no ade Nyankopon ahyehyɛ ne dada nti sa enkoni nyina odom nyina de ebeba na Nyankopon ne judgment na dia omo ye yen Israelites na Nyankopon de omo judgment be mo.
Okay. Go ahead, Captain O'Shea.
Go back to 2nd Ezra 15 and 18. Read that again. Because
Second
like
Ezra.
the bishop was saying, it's all Bible prophecy. Now listen to this one scripture again. Listen.
Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 18. But because of their pride, the city shall be troubled.
Hold on, because of their pride, like Donald Trump pride, the city trouble. Just even looking at CNN this morning, they got all type of protests going on throughout the cities. The city's trouble. Even if now they in the middle of the airport protesting. You ain't never seen it done before in history. Where people in the middle of the airport protesting. Read that again from the top.
For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
And it said men shall be afraid. Because a lot of people know that, hey, it's something bad finna happen after this. Like soon as Trump put a band up, now Iraq got a band up. Now it's disrupting business. You know what I'm saying? It's causing all type of disorder.
Okay, second Esdras 15 verse 89. Bible say America for and I said on Trump omo na omo nyina ama ewiase se ewiase esesa. So bad normally ato Iraq force no say business omuntimi nye business bi. When nyina ye normal the Bible no extra said sa no more nyina be see internal kan Bible no say ye me ye ninda ho nye hwe enoma ekoso asase so nye fan to Bible no. Ye the to Bible no e be say Bible ye dey no prebo.
Read verse 20 again.
Verse 20. Behold, says God, I will call together all the kings of the earth
Hold together all the kings of the earth
to reverence
me,
which are from the rising of the sun,
from the rising of the sun,
from the south,
from the south,
from the east,
from the east.
and Lebanon,
Lebanon is Lebanon. I made a mistake earlier, said Libya, but it's Lebanon. Go ahead.
to return themselves one against another,
To turn themselves one against another. Go ahead.
pay the things that they have done unto them.
So God's repaying the nations, the things that they have done to the 12 tribes of Israel. So everything we see is a result of what the nations did to our people. Okay? So we're not commanded to protest against what's happening. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. That's all Israel can do.
Hey, Shalom, Akyam. First off, I want to say Tawada, Yahweh Bashim Shai, for giving me the spirit to do this video, and Shalom to you brothers around the world that's doing the truth and sincerity. As you see in the video, Nate, okay, is breaking down 2nd Esdras 15 chapter. He didn't read the whole chapter, but he went through certain scriptures in that chapter and totally broke it down, totally wrong, didn't go nowhere near the prophecies that it's really speaking about. Nowhere near it, man. Because how can you say that 2nd Esdras 15 and what he read is talking about the 7-country Muslim ban that Trump signed? Because the first question is, if Trump didn't sign that Muslim ban that he's speaking of, then what was the breakdown? If Donald Trump never signed that executive order that these different countries couldn't come into the United States, wouldn't tell us what is the breakdown of 2nd Esdras 15 chapter, the verses that you were going into. You see, that one point right there proves that he's not going by the spirit, he's going by his own heart. All right, so I'm gonna go into it real quick. I'm gonna start at 2nd Esdras 15 chapter, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay? Now, that one people shall fight against another is because Yahweh is going to cause chaos in Babylon, which is America. Now, he's causing chaos all throughout the world, but Babylon, aka America, has been watching the world go crazy for years now, man. Okay? Watching the US military, along with NATO, invade all these countries and destabilize them. So America's been sitting chilling while all the hell is really going on around the Middle East. So now that pain, that famine, that destruction is going to come to America. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Now, what does sedition mean? When you read the definition of sedition, it says conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state. So, when you go back to verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princesses, meaning the government body, the rulers, the president, the government, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Nate is breaking that down, as you see in the video, as that's talking about the Muslim ban and the people or those countries not being able to eat, suffering. So therefore, their course of their actions shall stand in their own power. So they're going to go to the United States, creep in somehow, and they're going to be a lot of terrorists from these countries come here, and that's what's going to be the troubles that the Lord is going to bring upon America. Not the citizens are going to go crazy, not martial law, which you can't go through this without mentioning martial law, because that's the troubles. That's the people's not listening to the government anymore, which is how the government is going to establish martial law. And Donald Trump is heavy on that martial law, man. He can't wait to do that, man, and watch people go crazy, okay? While he sit there and drink the best wine and relax and watch. So it says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. Why? Because they're fed up. They're fed up with the government. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Once again, Nate is breaking that down as the Muslim ban and that they can't fly to the United States. So that's what that's talking about. Verse 17 is talking about from Syria, Somalia, Iran, Iraq, Libya, okay, Yemen. These are the countries that can't go to these cities that they're designed to, and that's this breakdown. But like I said earlier, if Trump never signed the ban of the Muslim countries that he picked, well then how would you be able to break 2nd Esdras 15 down? So somebody asked him, you know what he did? He would have just made anything up instead of just saying, well, I don't know. Because now he's saying he knows because Trump fulfilled it, all right? But as we know, that's talking about martial law. Verse 17 is talking about martial law and military troops cutting off city points where people can't go from city to city. Because when all hell breaks loose and this infrastructure fall down and the market crash and ain't no more money, which means no more businesses, which means you can't go get food because they're closed, okay? They ain't finna give you food for free. They're gonna close down, all right? The people of the United States have family members in other cities. So they're gonna be trying to get to them. Hey, you got food? You already got this. They're gonna be trying to get to other cities, man, to get to family and friends, etc. But those military troops are gonna be blocking them. That's what that's talking about. It's an event. They ain't talking about no Muslim ban, man. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. He's breaking this down once again. He's using the terrorist, which ain't no terrorist, man. It's all U.S. and NATO, okay, and the elites. Those are the terrorists, all right? But he's using that as saying that the terrorists, because they're mad because of the Muslim ban, that's the cities being troubled, okay, in America. The terrorists gonna come here on the soils of America, and that's gonna be what this talking about, it being troubled. No, the city's gonna be troubled because those martial law troops, okay, are gonna be killing people, all right? The city's gonna be troubled because ain't gonna be no food. It's gonna be all chaos, and because they ain't gonna know what the hell is going on, man. So they're gonna be troubled by the mind, man. It tells you that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of their times, but the ones who don't understand, they ain't gonna be stable, man. They're gonna be going crazy, all right? It says that the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. Verse 19, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Now right there, Nate breaks that down as nuclear missiles. First of all, every time you see the word sword, it's not talking about a nuclear missile, okay? Unless it's in the content, if you read the scriptures and you understand the scriptures, then you understand when it's talking about the nuclear missiles if it says sword. But this particular scripture is talking about them having no pity. So they're gonna be hungry. Say they got a 3-month-old baby and they ain't got no food and the stores are closed, okay? Guess what? They're gonna be looking for some food, man, okay? And if they get it, it might be through somebody else's death. That's what it's talking about, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods take their goods because they don't have any, they're lacking, because of the lack of bread, the lack of food, and for great tribulation. Okay? That's what that's talking about. That's not talking about this particular scripture in verse 19 is not talking about the nuclear missile, man. That's how you know Nate is just winging it, man. And lately it's been showing, man, that he believing in all kinds of stuff, man, and just totally breaking the scriptures down wrong, man. Verse 20, behold, said God, Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, from Lebanon, which is Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. Now, right here, he said, the them is us, the Israelites. But if you were to keep reading to verse 21, it says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. Now that's talking about us, the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, okay? That's when it's talking about us. But at the end of verse 20, when it says to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them, it's talking about the other nations paying Esau for what Esau have done to them. Invading their countries, okay, taking their resources, totally destabilizing it. So the Most High gonna put the spirit of these other nations, man, to get fed up and to say, I'm strong now. Now I got weapons, okay? Now I can fight you and actually I got a chance, all right? Now I'm gonna go from there to 2 Esdras, verse 16, starting at 67. I'll start there. Behold, Yahweh himself is the judge. Fear him, leave off from your sins, and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall God, Yahweh, lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. Verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Who is that? It's talking about the martial law troops, man. Military. Okay? That's the trouble. That's that great wrath. When it says, Revelation 12 and 12, the devil shall come down with great wrath, knowing he have a short time. He gonna send out his goons, man, his military troops. That's the same thing I was reading in 2 Esdras 15 that Nate failed to mention. How do you read what he read and never mention about the great tribulation, Jacob's trouble, the mark of the beast, martial law, the troops, okay? So let me read back at the end of 68. It says, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. They're going to say, look, we know the stores are closed. Everything's messed up right now. Okay, the market's crashed. We know you guys are hungry. Come with us. We got food. We got milk, whatever. Okay, and take this chip or you ain't getting this food. You got to take the chip. That's how we get you the food. Why? Because a lack of bread, which it tells you that in 2 Esdras 15. Okay, when this whole infrastructure falls, you're not going to be able to go to Walmart or any place to get any food, man. So it's going to be a strong lack of bread, okay? It's going to be a famine, all right? Verse 68, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, right? They. So the ones that consent, guess what? You got these different camps that won't break down the mark of the beast or tell you and won't go into it saying that the mark of the beast is not the microchip. If it's not, then tell us what it is. And don't tell us John 3:16, all right? Like Zabak, which is ridiculous. So you got to be a watch, man, and warn the people and really go into that prophecy that's coming. So Nate had those men sitting there just shaking their head, having no clue of what 2 Esdras 15 was talking about. Precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, man. It connects throughout all the scriptures. So I'm going to read from the top again. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, meaning in big trouble, and in reproach and trodden underfoot. They're going to get destroyed, man. Verse 70, for there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. A great insurrection in the next cities, in every place. So you know martial law, they have checkpoints. The city points cut off where you can't go from city to city. When you know martial law and what it is and know how they operate it, that's how they operate it. So that's what it means in 2 Esdras 15 when I was reading earlier about man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able to. That's what it's talking about because of that great tribulation, because of these mad men, sparing none, these military troops, ready to pull a trigger, especially on Israelites. They do it now. So in that time, they're going to go crazy like madmen, like it says. Verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away the goods and cast them out of the houses. So how do we know even more so this martial law? Because if you read on martial law, it's illegal to have food stored, okay? Because they're going to say you don't have the chip, so you're not a citizen. So if you're not a citizen, it's against the law for you to have food until you get that chip. But you got to come with us to get it. So right there, it tells you that those madmen sparing none are military troops, man, coming in, okay, to a people who have rebelled against the government and is tired of their bull crap and took matters in their own hands, and it's total chaos all across the United States. That's something that you got to be ready for. But Nate ain't teaching that. So the point of the video, as you see, Nate breaks down 2 Esdras 15 wrong, and it is not talking about the 7-country Muslim ban that Trump signed. With that, I want to say, Tawada Yahweh Shim Shai, for giving me the spirit to do this video. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you brothers and general around the world that's sincerely teaching the truth. Shalom.